Legislative Day 15 will now come to order. I'd like to ask everyone to please pause for a moment of silent meditation especially for political violence and our continued school shootings that we continue to have happen in this country. Thank you. And Councilman Crandall, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. So is there a motion to approve the journal for the meeting of August 4th, 2025?
So moved. Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Journal is approved. We have enrollment of bills. Bills 4325, 4425, 4525, and 4825 were passed by the council, signed by the executive, and are hereby enrolled. Bills 4925 and 5025 were also passed by the council and are hereby enrolled. Mr. Secretary, will you now read all bills for introduction?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. We have just one bill for introduction this evening. Bill 67-25 is sponsored by Councilman Young. Zoning regulations, uses permitted in the office building residential OR1 zone.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we will, I think we're going to start off tonight with a miscellaneous business item. Mr. Secretary, please read this item into the record.
Yes, sir. The first, this item is seeks the council's approval of the list of 5 qualified individuals to be approved, and then in order to allow the county executive to forward those 5 individuals' names and resumes to the state for the vacant supervisor of assessments position.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the qualified individuals?
So moved.
Okay. Second. I'll second it. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on the qualified individuals.
Mr. Ertel?
Aye.
Mr. Crandall?
Aye.
Mr. Young?
Aye.
Mr. Patoka?
Aye.
Mr. Catch? Is he?
Aye.
Mr. Catch? He did say aye. Mr. Jones?
Aye.
Mr. Marks?
Aye.
We got 8 votes. 1 and 7.5. Okay. Okay. Well, the qualified individuals are approved.
Thank you.
Okay. The council will now consider all fiscal matters. Extensive testimony was taken at the council's work session on September 9th, 2025. The witnesses who testified at the work session are available to restate their testimony if needed. If a council member has any questions regarding a particular fiscal matter, that item will be discussed as a separate matter. I will now call upon the secretary to read the cover letter for fiscal matters 1 through 4.
Fiscal matter 1 is an amendment to contract with Johnson Controls Incorporated. Fiscal matter 2 is a contract with Easters Lock and Access Systems Incorporated. Fiscal matter 3 is a contract with Contractors Compliance and Monitoring Incorporated. And fiscal matter 4 is 2 contracts for automobile rental services.
Okay. Are there any questions from the members on the fiscal matters? Is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second? Second. All right. Mr. Secretary, can you please call the roll on fiscal matters 1 through 4?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch, Mr. Catch, Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch, we can skip that if,
We'll skip that.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we now move on to final reading and vote of bills. We will first consider Bill 5525 because it is anticipated that this bill and the proposed amendments will take additional time. Mr. Secretary, do you want to read the first item?
The first item is Bill 5525, sponsored by Chairman Ertel, revision of councilmanic districts.
Okay. If you want me to, I don't know that I need to say anything other than, you know, we're proceeding now with three different sets of amendments. So I guess we'll take it from here.
Okay. Yes, Mr. Chairman and members of the council, there are amendments that are proposed to the bill. All of those amendments have been posted online and circulated to the council members in keeping with our rules of procedure. The first amendments, I believe, are offered by Councilman Young. This is an amendment that would essentially replace the existing 5525 map with the Redistricting Commission's map that was recommended back in June by the Redistricting Commission. Mr. Young, do you wish to elaborate?
Councilman Young, did you want to?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yep, the amendment would reestablish the commission map that would come before us rather than the map that's attached to the bill with 5525. The intent, and this is tied to, and very clearly stated, this is tied to the idea of extending debate on the discussion because the commission map was not, and stated by the commission members, and also articulated by Councilman Crandall last week. It is a recommendation and a starting point for this council to take the recommendation from the charter-required redistricting commission as a starting point. While we received it, and then the next conversations that happened relating to 5525 did not include, or I would say resemble, how we moved from a commission map that had 15 weeks of presentation and discussion from the public, that had a 225 breakdown, and then the map that was in front of us created then a 2 majority African American districts and the rest majority white. I still don't know how we got from there, if we had worked with the commission map in the beginning and also recognized the will of the folks that participated in that 15 weeks and the commissioners that we appointed. The intent of this amendment is to give us another opportunity to start from the recommendation if we were to extend debate on the bill further. So with that, it's up in front of us. I'd make a motion to consider the amendment or remove the amendment.
Are there any questions from the members?
Mr. Chair, given the work that the Redistricting Commission put in, I only think it's fair that we, at a minimum, give their vote and a vote up and down, because after all, they did put a lot of work into it. They heard from countless citizens throughout the county and had countless meetings. So I only think it's fair that we, at a minimum, put their map to a vote. So I'm going to second it.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Jones. Any other discussion? So we have a motion and a second. Mr. Secretary, do you want to call the roll on this amendment?
Mr. Chair, just a
Councilman Crane.
procedural question, Mr. Secretary. The amendments to the bill need to be approved by a supermajority or majority of 4?
So any motion on the bill, including motions to amend, would need a simple majority of 4
Simple
votes.
majority until we get to the bill itself.
Until you get to the bill itself, yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Chair.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman Crandall.
Calling the roll
Okay.
on Mr. Young's amendment. Mr. Ertel,
Nay.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
No.
Mr. Young,
Yes.
Mr. Crandall,
No.
Mr. Marks, no. Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Okay.
I believe it is defeated by a 4-3 vote.
Okay. Amendment does not pass. And then we have the
then the-
next amendment.
yes,
Do you want to
the-
read that?
Yes, the next amendment, Mr. Chairman and members of the council, is offered by Councilman Jones. This amendment is similar to the map that is currently before the council in Bill 5525. It makes certain tweaks to that map. Mr. Jones's map would replace the 5525 map with a map that would include Main Street, the Main Street part of Reisterstown in District 4, and would also include the rest of the areas above Old Court Road west to the Howard Carroll County lines and place those into the Woodlawn District 2. And I think it's hard to see, but it's the part in yellow to the west and going up a little bit that would be now included in the yellow District 2, and then the upper part of the purple district to the left would jut out a little bit further west to include Main Street, Reisterstown.
So, Mr. Chair,
Councilman Jones.
so I guess I'm wondering about a point of order here. When are we going to vote on the motion to extend the bill?
Anytime a motion is made.
Well, I'm going to make the motion now that we extend the bill. Clearly, we have more time. The last time an amendment was made that significantly changes the map was done with, the map was released on a Tuesday at 10 or 11 o'clock, and we expected the citizens of Baltimore County to know about the map and to weigh in on it that night. People came here not even knowing that the map had changed or amendments was on the table. And now today we have a series of amendments, and yet we have 2 weeks more time before the deadline is due. So I think getting it right is very important. I think hearing from all the citizens is very important. And I think that it doesn't cost us anything to move forward and delay the vote for at least a week or maybe 2, so that everybody has an opportunity to see all of the amendments and the ramifications of those amendments that we're making tonight. I know that many of us are tired of the process. It's been going on for quite some time, but at the end of the day, we all accepted this job, and it's always been my belief that, you know, when you're tired, suck it up and work a little harder. Guess put a little bit more in. And right now, we're looking at a couple of more weeks to give the citizens of Baltimore County an opportunity to truly weigh in. I had a town hall meeting, several meetings, but the latest meeting was last night at 7 o'clock at night, because that is as long as I could go and give people an opportunity to get the emails. Everybody don't look at their emails every day. Everybody don't watch the news every day, but people want to be involved and engaged. And I think it's important that we postpone the vote for at least a week or maybe two. We have 2 weeks. We don't have to have this done until October 1st. So I'm moving we extend the vote.
Councilman Young?
Chairman, thank you. And even though the amendment failed, that would have reestablished the commission map for a place to start from. Still believe that extending the debate and discussion on this map and the amendments that we're proposing tonight only benefits the public, and we don't lose. I'm not sure what we lose by doing it. We can make the time, if we determine it to be valuable, to present more discussion related to the map to the public. So with that, I second the motion and encourage the other members to support it.
Councilman Patoka.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Councilman Young, Councilman Jones, I appreciate what you're saying, but I will say this, that we've been at this since for over a year now. There are multiple ways to reach out to your council member. We've had a public hearing on the map that's presented before us. Additionally, Councilman Jones, you had a town hall, so you reached out to constituents that were interested in it. There's been rallies out there. I think Councilman Young had a rally, and I've reached out to constituents as well. And since Wednesday, we've had 600 emails come in related to this map where people are weighing in what their thoughts are. So to me, we get input not only from a public hearing, we get input from the 600 emails that have come in. We get text messages that come in. We get Facebook Messenger comes in. We get phone calls. And my office has read and replied to all 600 emails, read them thoroughly, digested them. They all are consistent. And I'm going to vote with what I heard through the emails. And I would say that it seems like there's not enough time to review these emails, but some of us have taken deep dives on every single iteration of these maps. And I think the chairman said last week, the hearing, we've lived and breathed it, and we really have. A couple of members, and I'm not judging any member, but different topics come up that we deliberate on, and different council members have varying levels of interest. And so in the map, there's a couple of council members that have taken deep dives on every single iteration. And so we have a really good understanding on what we've heard, the 600 emails, your town hall, Councilman Jones, your rallies, Councilman Young. And I think that we have sufficient information to make, at least I do. And, like I said, we've been at this for quite some time. And I think many of us have really worked hard on this, and we're ready.
So Councilman Patoka, what is the harm in 2 more weeks or 1 more week?
Well, we have notification requirements. I don't think it's that simple. And
I think it's very simple. If you had 600 emails coming in, maybe you'll get another 600 tomorrow. After all, you represent 122,000 people. So do I.
Mr. Boswick, Mr. Secretary, could you talk about what we'd have to do as far as extension?
In order to,
And how it affects the timeline, and also we have a work session.
right, in order to schedule a meeting that currently does not exist, we would, the charter requires that any meeting of the county council be advertised 5 days prior. And that 5 days means 5 business days. And so, and we would not be able to, the earliest we would be able to advertise a meeting would be probably Thursday. Thursday's edition of the Sun paper, Thursday the 18th. And so 5 days after that, 5 business days, you're looking at most likely either next Thursday or Friday, the following Thursday or Friday. And then you would have to also advertise for a special legislative session thereafter, or however you all wanted to handle it. I mean, work session, no work session, however that would be handled.
And if we miss the October 1 deadline, then we revert back to the
Yes,
4724 map, which everyone has told us that they don't like, but
yes.
we've looked at 3 different iterations of maps that, you know, again, we can't seem to make anybody happy with, no matter what map we come up with. And there's been probably 16 different variations of the, you know, the 4 different maps that we've looked at least.
Correct. And you also have, as we are getting to, you have a number of amendments to be considered that the council themselves have requested and posted.
Correct. Okay. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Is there any more comment from the members? Mr. Secretary, do you want to call the roll on the extension?
Certainly. Mr. Ertel,
Nay.
Mr. Young,
Yes.
Mr. Patoka,
Nay.
Mr. Catch,
No.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall.
No.
Okay.
The motion fails.
Okay. So,
Mr. Chairman,
yes, Councilman Ketch.
yes, is the map proposed by Councilman Jones is still before us?
It is about to be.
Yes, so we're going to go
Okay.
over that.
Okay, because I have a question for Councilman Jones. If you want to enter it in first, go ahead.
So as was being discussed, the amendment offered by Councilman Jones is similar to the current Bill 5525 map, except that it makes some alterations. It includes the Main Street part of Reisterstown that would be in District 4, and would also include the rest of the areas above Old Court Road, headed west to the Howard-Carroll County line, and it would put that area into District 2.
Councilman Jones.
Yes, go ahead, Councilman Catch.
Yeah, you know, I used to represent parts of what are in the new council District 2 that you have offered an amendment. My understanding has always been that one is north and south of I-70 on, going out beyond the Beltway to Howard County line. That's basically Woodlawn. I do notice that Lower Liberty Road, and the map's very hard for me to read, but Lower Liberty Road and Lower Reisterstown Road is in it or not, but is I always called that second Lockern. Is Woodlawn from, and I can't tell the roads, but let's say from 70 up to where it hits the new District 4? Is that all considered Woodlawn, or is it Lockern Woodlawn?
I'm not sure I understand what, I'm not sure.
Well,
You say it again, maybe I can catch it the second time.
well, okay, is the map that you propose, is that considered to be a Woodlawn map?
Yes. This map
is that
basically
is
is
this
on the
the
west
Woodlawn?
side is the Woodlawn
Okay.
approach map.
And why would you include Lockern when Lockern is not Woodlawn?
I trying to understand, basically, for the most part, having lived in the area for over 40 years, oftentimes what happened is you can have or communities within larger communities. For example, you talk to a lot of people, most of stuff off Liberty Road would be considered Randallstown, right? And then before you get to Randallstown, you're in Woodlawn. But within Randallstown, you can go to Stoneleigh, you can go to parts of Windsor Mill. If you're looking at the post office designation and the zip codes, you can come along different parts. But for the most part, it's considered Randallstown. So let me give you a perfect example. We're about to redo a library, and basically, technically, it's on Windsor Mill. It is right below Rolling Road. So technically, the zip code is 21244. So that's Windsor Mill. But the entire area is called Randallstown. So that library, we're going to name it the Randallstown Library because it's replacing the Randallstown Library. So
Gotcha,
I
gotcha.
hope I got you. For example, when you talk about Lochern, you can talk about Woodmore, you can talk about Villanova.
Yes.
You can get into
Yes.
smaller communities. You can get into, Hilltop. You can get into all kind of smaller communities, but the larger area would be called Woodlawn.
Okay, and that's what I did not know. I thought, you just named them
Okay.
Lochern, and Woodlawn and Villanova, et cetera. So that was my confusion, because when I looked at the map that was submitted by the pro Woodlawn group, I was stunned that it included Woodmore and et cetera. So that's my question. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Jones, go ahead.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to expand the maps to make the standard deviation the same for all communities. So sometimes you have to bring in more people than just exactly that area. This map, and I didn't coin it, but it's been coined the Woodlawn approach, the 207 map. And the amendments that I'm proposing is to move the line so that the residents of Reisterstown are not split. Years ago, the community was split. The line dividing two districts came down Main Street. They did not want that, so one amendment would move it over to 795. And then on the other side, in the Woodstock area, instead of the line coming down Old Court Road, the line would make a left before it gets there, and so that all the folks in the Woodstock area would still be whole in one district. And so that's the idea beside those two amendments. Nope. Are there any additional questions? So I move the amendment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Motion and second. Mr. Secretary, can you please call the roll?
Certainly. Mr. Ertel,
Nay.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
So, nay.
Thank you. Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall,
No.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Cash.
Aye.
Okay. So,
That motion fails by 4-3.
okay. Thank you. Then we have another amendment on the table.
We do. So the next amendment it gets a little complicated, but the next amendment is the amendment offered by council members Patoka and Ertel. This is the amendment that was posted prior to the work session that was the subject of discussion. This amendment would replace the Bill 5525 map or amend the Bill 5525 map and replace it with with a map that creates 2 majority African-American districts on the west side of the county, as well as 1 BIPOC district on the west side of the county. The map also makes some alterations to the boundaries between districts 5 and 7 and between districts 4 and 5.
Okay. Councilman Patoka, did you want?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for co-sponsoring this amendment. So as the Secretary said, this amendment creates 3 African-American districts, 2 of which are true majorities, and the third is a plurality. And just in terms of the differential in the plurality, what's known as District 4 goes from being 69.6% white to 44% white. And then District 4 is 45% black and 44% white. So it's not a true majority, meaning over 50%, but it's a plurality, meaning that there are more members of the black community that are voting age than white residents. So it really creates an opportunity for to have 3 minority members join this council in 2026. The other thing it does, and Councilman Jones, I think you may be interested in this piece of it, is that it puts Reisterstown into 1 district. And so, like you said, Councilman Jones, Reisterstown, the Main Street was on one side of Main Street. I think it's the west side was in 1 district, and the east side was in another district. So this makes Reisterstown whole in terms of bringing it together. The other thing, and we heard this, I go to community meetings every night, not every other night, every night. And what I hear from communities, I try to convey to this governing body. I think that's our job. We go to community meetings, and we then advocate for the communities that we represent. And in so, I've discussed this with community members in person, we discuss it at National Night Out. We did a lot of discussions of it during National Night Outs because it was coming close. And so what I did hear, like I mentioned, Reisterstown. I heard that the Villanova community felt like it was, and we heard it was not in the correct district, that it affiliates with the Pikesville area. And what does it mean to affiliate? It means, where do you go shopping? Where do you go to a senior center? Where do you go to the library? Where do you pick your mail up? What post office box do you go to pick your mail up? This is what I call the center of gravity. And when I talk to constituents, I try to identify what their center of gravity is. And then I try to advocate so that they can have that center of gravity as part of their life. And so certainly, I think there's some Villanova folks here, and they can vouch that we talk a lot. And so they said, hey, we go to the Pikesville Library. We go to the Giant, I'm not trying to plug any particular shopping center, but we go to the Giant supermarket in Pikesville. So that's the center of gravity. And the same is true for the Paul's Crossing community. When I talk to President Marianne Ferguson, she says, oh, there she is. Hi, Marianne. She says, I go to the Pikesville Library. I don't think she's old enough to go to a senior center, so I'm just going to say, I'm going to leave that part out, but that's her center of gravity. The same is true with the Williamsburg community and also Willow Glen South community. I think Christina Canis is here as well. This is how people navigate their community. This is where they go. And so what I heard from my constituents is that there was a way to form a map to create more opportunity for African Americans to gain elected office here in Baltimore County. And while we're doing that, Chairman Ertel, I really appreciate your support on this, because while we're doing that, we're also making communities feel better about where they're represented. And so let me just see if I left any community out. And like I said earlier,
You left Randallstown out. You left Randallstown out.
so I'll close my remarks right there. And I would appreciate support from my colleagues on this.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead. Councilman Jones.
Councilman Patoka, I'm very appreciative of the fact that you go out and talk to your constituents, because I talk to my constituents as well. And I certainly don't have an issue with you making changes to try to make things better for your constituents. as I've been standing here trying to make things better for my constituents. And I think it's very important. When you talk about splitting up communities and you hearing from people, well, I've heard from my constituents as well. My constituents do not want the line to divide one district to another to run down Liberty Road. My constituents didn't ask you to do that. My constituents are asking me to stand here and defend their communities. My constituents did not ask you to bring the intersection of Liberty Road and Rolling Road and make that the intersection for 3 different districts. So my constituents didn't ask you to do that. So I'm not sure what type of political games you're playing, but I'm standing here trying to represent my constituents. And my constituents do not want their community split up just like everybody else don't want their community split up, okay? My community want a solid districts that represent them. They don't want 2 and 3 council members and not even knowing where the lines are cut. Secondly, you know, when your attempt to add a BIPOC district, it all sounds good, right? The devil's always in the details, because what happens is when you lower the percentage of people in those districts, you make those districts less powerful. You make those districts more vulnerable. So I've presented this to my constituents. I've presented it repeatedly to make sure that everybody understood. And what my constituents have decided is that they believe a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. So maybe you have a grand idea about what's going to happen, but in their minds, they want to take 2 solid African-American districts where they feel very comfortable that that is going to happen. They want to take whole communities where people have been represented, and as you say, the center of gravity, and they're all coming together and working together. That's what they want as well. So I stand here in opposition to these amendments because these amendments are disrespecting my 122,000 constituents, and it's disrespecting me. So I take these things very seriously. Thank you.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
Thank
go ahead,
you. So, Councilman Jones, no intent to disrespect you at all. I will just say that, and also let me just say this clearly, no political games here at all. I have, at least by me. I will say that I have taken a deep dive in every single iteration of this map for the past year and a half. And so, to me, that doesn't translate into a political maneuver, trying to find a political lane. How can I win in my next election because of this map? This is a deep dive, trying to use, and you know, skills that I have had as a planner, understanding how you work census blocks, and how do you create a block group, and how does it make sense, and how does it address community needs? So I can assure you, zero political games, only deep dive in trying to understand the data. Secondly, let me just point out one thing that I'm glad you brought this up, because I forgot to mention that the Patoka-Ertel amendment stand up, I believe, and some experts believe, to a legal challenge. It meets the legal sufficiency. It doesn't pack. And so we have both a fiduciary responsibility and a moral responsibility not to put the county into a situation where we put ourselves up for a lawsuit that we're not going to win.
Mr. Chairman.
Well, if you, just real fast, I'm sorry, Councilman.
That's good.
Go ahead, Councilman Young. I'll come back.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I know that we're running into the end of this. One, in terms of just willingness of the council to keep discussing back and forth, but also from willingness and will to change the map in any way. Not to reiterate the fact that we could have had a discussion about data and about what the county looks like as of the 2020 census to determine what districts should and could look like. And honestly, from my understanding of what we've received over and over again, and from the 15 weeks of deliberation from the commission, is that there is a population in Baltimore County that warrants and deserves representation with 4 minority districts. It's not just my opinion. I mean, obviously, that is not shared by other members here at this council. But from the pure process that was established by the charter of independent members to discuss what is available in terms of population, what does this map and what should our council look like, and what should our districts look like, it clearly points to 4 minority districts, whether that's a mix of BIPOCs or majority African-American districts. And it's been said here in front of us and during the commission process that in 2001, there was enough of an African-American population and minority population to create 2 minority districts. And we settled for 1. I say we, the council settled for 1. And now we're in 2025, and arguably the numbers that we have in front of us clearly state and point to 4 potential minority districts, which is what the commission presented, but we didn't move forward with. I know that we've all talked individually and as a group about what we could potentially do or what different communities could live with. I don't think that we've gone far enough by recognizing what our county looks like now in 2025. Not by any particular maneuver, by any kind of strategy, but by the fact that there needs to be at least an extent or an opportunity for this body to discuss that piece of this puzzle that has not been made. And I feel that we do a disservice. We would be providing a disservice if we didn't continue that discussion. And I know it'll beyond this meeting, beyond this vote, beyond this map, there'll be a discussion into the next council, into the next term about what our county looks like. I hope that this council in the next iteration with 9 members, and I hope that this map that we create provides an opportunity for this council to look like the population that we've been representing. Because right now it doesn't. And I think we've recognized that in one way or another since the beginning of this term. Actually, the first day of this term, by Councilman Jones, who was the chair at the time. With that being said, if you hadn't noticed, I can't in good conscience vote for this version of the map for those reasons. And at the end of the day, I need to also think about my own population as well in District 1 and what they've requested and then what has been presented in the map, which I think we're going to address in amendments later. But thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Young. Councilman Jones, did you want to?
Yeah, I guess wanted to follow up on my job, as I think most of our jobs are, to represent your constituents. Now, the reality is, as it relates to lawsuits, we've passed legislation to make sure that the county discloses to us and the public the number of lawsuits, because there are many for all sorts of reasons. So the fact that somebody has threatened to sue us should not mean we should somehow not perform our duty and represent our constituents. And what I'm telling you now is, when you cast this vote, if you vote in the affirmative, you are disrespecting and you're disregarding the will of the 122,000 people in my district who have voted for me and sent me here to represent them. I'm here to tell you where they are, how they are in opposition to this map. They decided a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. They're not interested in an attempt to somehow move their majority districts down to a much lesser number of African Americans. So that's my story, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Councilman Jones. One thing I'd add, this has been an extremely difficult process. We have had a lot of pressure from outside forces, as Councilman Jones, I don't know, not that you alluded to it, but we all know we've been, the NAACP, the ACLU, various other groups have chimed in about how the county should look. And the one thing that I've always known about this county is it's a county that has really been based in neighborhoods, often like the city is as well, but the county has been about communities. And, but at the same time, we're facing these outside forces that want to sue the county. We're going to have, one of the things that very much concerns us, we are going to have 7 open seats on this 9-seat council. People need to be able to have certainty as to where they're running. They need to know for sure that those districts are going to be there and that we're not going to be challenged legally. And we still may be, but that we're not going to be challenged legally and then they're running in one district and find out they're in another district. They're trying to raise money and people are saying, well, I'm sorry, I can't give you money because you might be running against Councilman Jones or Councilman Young. It's been very tough because like I said, I've always said that I was one of the proponents of expanding the council. I was a community person for a long time. I realized that these districts have gotten very big and this was a measure to make them smaller, but also create more opportunities for minorities, for women, for different communities to be represented. And we all thought we were doing a good thing, and it's been kind of a nightmare since the day we passed 9. But we feel like this particular amendment, while it unfortunately on the west side, there's some things that we feel like could have been done better. I don't know about could be done better, but there's only so much you can do and create some of this opportunity. So it just feels like no matter what we do, there's no good answer here. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think we wanted to extend this, because we just keep hearing it's the same people speaking over each other. And at some point we got to make a decision because people got to run for office. Councilman Crandall.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was going to hold off until we got to the vote on the amended or unamended bill. But I'm going to, I guess, say a few things that have been on my mind throughout this process. We all have said at some point, either from these chairs or out in public, that not everyone, no matter what decision we make, not everyone is going to be happy. The drawing of these maps, I wanted to clear this up because we've had to answer certain questions both in this chamber and elsewhere. The drawing of the maps is very complex. You just can't take the map of Baltimore County, and I know some of you know this, but some people may not. You can't just take a map and put squares on a map because of where you think things should be. There are certain adherences to federal statute and to the census tracts in Baltimore County that are a component of how you draw the map. I think that some people throughout this process have been under the impression that somehow this would, however the map is eventually settled, that it would affect the level of police and fire presence in your neighborhoods, that it would affect where kids go to school. None of that is the case. All this does is put people into a district where they vote for a certain council member. And think about what this council does and what the council is charged to do in the Baltimore County Charter. We don't fill the potholes. We request that they fill the potholes, but we can't tell the administration how or when to fill a pothole. We have land use authority. Land use authority is a community-based effort. That is our biggest responsibility probably is land use. Land use is not part of a political ideology. It's a community-driven process. And I think each of us, when facing a land use decision in our districts, have consulted community leaders and community people themselves when we've had to make those tough decisions. So police and fire presence, even getting a piece of the pie back to your district. If you have a decent county executive that wants equity throughout the county without making political games, if you don't vote for what the county executive would like to see, then you get punished and you don't get your particular project or you don't get your road resurfaced. If we have a county executive that doesn't operate like that, then it makes our job a lot easier, but every district should get their piece of the pie and it shouldn't matter who the council member is. We advocate to fix potholes. It's pothole government. There are very few decisions on this dais that have run along ideological lines. So throughout this process, even today, we've had debate, yes, behind the scenes, because those discussions are part of getting to a point where we have something that we can get behind. Now, Councilman Jones, I appreciate your advocacy for your consistency in fighting for them. We had a fairly uncomfortable conversation in my office earlier this afternoon. And I fully understand where you are, but I would like to mention that and I understand where you're coming from with a district being split down the middle of a road. And as I told you, I mean, there's certainly precedent for this on the east side. Rosedale is a community that has been split by a line going down the middle of Philadelphia Road, where south of Philadelphia Road is in the 7th district currently, and in the northern part of Rosedale above Philadelphia Road is in the 6th district. And I think it's been that way since at least 2011. So, and I think we have a situation, if I'm not mistaken, in the Arrow Acres area of Middle River, where we have 3 districts converging upon one point. Is that correct, Councilman Marks? So there is precedent that these things have happened before, and this is what happens when you get into a very complex process of trying to satisfy those statutorial adherences that I mentioned, and also trying to maintain a sense of community in our neighborhoods. And I think we all have advocated in our own way for our constituency and our communities. So, I mean, my hat's off to you for fighting for your community, but I'm not going to be able to support your amendment on this, because I believe that we've come up with a map that makes sense, that is in adherence with those rules that I talked about. I will go a little bit further to say, Councilman Young mentioned that the map should look like what the county looks like. This is an entirely confusing concept to me. I was in my district this weekend, in my own neighborhood. Black families, white families, Hispanic families, Pakistani families, folks from, I guess, a Middle Eastern background. I'm not sure. I don't know them. People walking around in strollers, Hispanic couple walking around the neighborhood with their baby in a stroller. These were, 25 years ago, these were primarily all white neighborhoods. Those neighborhoods, at least in the 7th district, are not that way anymore. They are diverse. And to my knowledge, I mean, the neighborhood is getting along really well. It's a diverse place. People keep their homes up. And we all seem to be able to get along just fine. So, what the county looks like is a very diverse county. And I think we've done ourselves a disservice by getting into this process and allowing it to be so divisive based on race.
And party.
Well, and party. Again, I've said this from the dais before. The the Voting Rights Act, the federal statute I mentioned that we have to adhere to, says nothing about political party. It is about African Americans and white voter majority minorities. It says nothing about party. This shouldn't be about party. And I've said this before, and I think I'm still correct. There are more Democrats in every single of these 9 districts, registered Democrats, than there are registered Republicans. Should be about the candidate. Should be about the candidate. So I'm going to leave it there, Mr. Chair. As I said, I was going to wait until we got to the actual vote, but I thought, considering that, you know, the conversation around Councilman Jones' amendment warranted me to speak up now.
Councilman Crandall. Councilman
Thank you.
Jones, did you want?
Yes, first of all, thank you, Councilman Crandall. We appreciate your perspective. When you talk about these lines and where they are on the east side, the reality is you mentioned that one was there for many, many years. And these things have been that way. So I don't know what the community's thoughts were. I don't know what the council person position was back in the day when those lines were created. What I know is what's happening in my community today. And what I know is what the constituents of my community feel about being split up, just like every other community in Baltimore County. They do not want to be split up. They're not asking to be split up. And don't believe me, I am very aware of the position. I'm very aware of the need to have more diversity on this council. And I think I can point to quite a few instances where I could tell you we probably need more diversity on the council. But the point I'm making is, at the end of the day, what I have to do is not think about a lawsuit, not think about all these organizations. I have to look into the eyes of the people that I represent and do what they're asking me to do. And what they're asking me to do is to come here today and fight like hell so that their community not be split up and not be part of some Ponzi scheme or whatever you want to call it to avoid some lawsuit. My constituents want to be united just like every other community in Baltimore County.
And Mr. Chairman.
Councilman Young.
Okay.
And we, Mr.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Chairman, if I could just also.
Councilman Young.
And I just wanted to thank you, Councilman Crandall, also from your lived experience in your own neighborhood, in your own community. And I know we don't see the same way on this, but also drives the point home that I guess I was attempting to make as well, where it has changed over time. It's changed in your time living in that neighborhood, in that area. And I think that the data has shown, too, that it's recognized and it's also proven to be the case, not just in the lived experience, but also from just collection of data and a self-identification of what folks identify as. And I guess the point that I was trying to make as well was that we owe it to that changing population try and accommodate and also make districts that recognize that change. And I know we've had this discussion over and over, and the commission had that discussion as well. I'm glad that you pointed out what you've experienced personally that has changed. And I think that's what we've seen just from the conversation and also from the experience from the folks that have come participate in the process. But that's also why everything you said is exactly why pressing for and acknowledging that demographic change over 10, 25, 30 years, and why we owe it. I just feel that we owe it to your constituents, mine, as well as the residents of Baltimore County to try and do better across this entirety of our county. So thank you, Mr. Chairman. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Councilman Young. Anybody else? Is there a motion to approve this amendment?
Motion.
I'll second it. Mr. Secretary, you want to call the roll on the First Amendment?
Before we do so, you've now placed the issue before the council officially. However, it is my understanding that there are 2 council members that would wish to amend the amendment.
Okay, right, okay. I thought we had to vote on this first, but no. We got to vote on the amendments to this amendment.
Yes, sir.
And then
Yes.
vote on it all.
Yes. And it's my understanding the first is offered by Councilman Marks. And this is an amendment that would move, it would amend the amendment that is formally before the council, the Patoka-Ertel amendment, in order to amend that amendment to shift some of the precinct boundaries between districts 5 and 7. It does not affect the rest of the map, but it would shift several precincts from Mr. Marks's district to Mr. Catch, and in turn, Mr. Catch would shift more to the northeast, and then near the Beltway, one district would be, and it's shown in your books, one district would be moved from Mr. Catch to Mr. Marks. And I think, is that map up, Chris? Yeah, and that map is currently before you. It's that upper northeast part between kind of the pink and the orange.
Okay. Councilman Marks, did you want to talk about this at all?
Yes. This change moves the area near Cromwell Valley Park into a district with the rest of the Cromwell Bridge Road area, and also would leave the Jacksonville community in the northern district where it has been located historically of the past few cycles.
Okay. Any questions about the amendment from the members?
Yes, Councilman Marks, so this is an attempt to unify the communities?
It's an attempt to reflect, in the case of Jacksonville, historically where it's been located.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you coming here to advocate for your community.
And I appreciate you, Councilman.
Sure.
Okay. Is there, and we need to vote on this separate, right?
Yes, a motion to amend the amendment is required.
Okay, so Councilman Marks,
Make the motion.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Second from Councilman Young. Do you want to call the vote, Mr. Secretary?
Yes. Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch, Mr. Catch, Mr. Jones,
Nay.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Mr. Secretary, did you hear my, okay, aye.
Yes, thank you. That motion to amend the amendment as described passes.
Okay, so that, the amendment passes, and then we have one additional amendment from Councilman Young.
Correct. Councilman Young's amendment to the Patoka-Ertel amendment would amend the amendment to shift an area south of Interstate 70 and west of Interstate 695 from District 2 to District 1. And the map is up.
Councilman Young, did you want to
Thank you, Mr.
discuss this at all?
So on the amendment we've referenced other iterations of maps that have come in before us and also come before the commission. There's only been one example of this area in precinct 01004 not being included in the map. And one that was put forth by the commission that wasn't adopted. And the other 2 iterations were the 2 maps that the council created. So this would move back 01004 back to District 1 as the community wanted and won't split them down Rolling Road. And in doing so, working with staff, there were other iterations, but this ensures that the 55% remains in District 2 and the other 55% African-American population in the other precinct, other district, and keeping the integrity of the original intent of yours and Councilman Patoka's amendment.
Thank you, Councilman Young.
With that, motion to amend the amendment?
Second?
Second.
And Mr. Secretary, do you want to call the roll?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch, Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
That motion passes unanimously.
All right, so now we need to vote on the
Amended amendment.
amended amendment.
Correct. And you may wish to make a motion to advance the amended amendment.
Yes, so I will motion to approve the amended.
Second. Second.
Do you want to call the roll on that? Mr.?
Yes, sir. Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Okay, so the
So the amended amendment,
Passes.
the amended Patoka Ertel amendment is passed.
Okay, so now we need to vote on the entire,
Yes, that brings us now to Bill 5525 as amended. And the amended bill essentially is the Patoka Ertel amendment, also incorporating the Marks and Young amendments to the amendment.
Mr.
a lot of amendments. Yes, Councilman Jones.
Yeah, maybe I got lost with the amendments. So there was an amendment, and then there was 2 additional amendments to the amendment.
Correct.
So we voted on those amendments. And now are we back to the amendment again?
No, then we voted on the amendment to, then we voted on the council voted on the amended amendment.
Oh, the amended amendments, okay.
Yeah, there was an original amendment, 2 amendments that they attached to it, then we had to vote for the whole package.
Okay,
Now we have to vote.
you can change my vote to nay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then that, as indicated, that brings us to Bill 5525 as amended by the council's most recent amendment.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Motion.
There's second?
Second?
Second, okay. Mr. Secretary, do you want to call the roll on the Bill 5525 as amended?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
No.
Mr. Catch, Mr.
Aye.
Thank you. Mr. Jones,
Nay.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Okay. Bill 5525 as amended passes.
Aye.
And I would only add, Mr. Chairman, that Bill 5525 did pass with 5 affirmative votes in compliance with the county's charter regarding redistricting.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary. So now we will move on to Bill, I think we're at 5125, is that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman.
And 5125 is,
5125 is the victim witness
witness.
unit services current expense budget bill. I believe Mr. Schellenberger.
he was here, I
Was
think he
here.
had to leave, so.
Yes, and he indicated to me before we started, Mr. Chairman, that he wanted to be here so the council would know that he is certainly an advocate for this.
Yeah, well, let's give just a moment for people that are filing out. Okay, so we have the Victim Witness Unit Services Bill I know we had extensive testimony about it. Is there a motion to approve this? I'll motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Mr. Secretary, do you want to call the roll on Bill 5125?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Bill 5125 passes. Next bill, we have 5225.
Correct.
And I believe this is going to be extended. Is that correct?
Bill 5225 is sponsored by council members Patoka and Marks, historical and architectural preservation, issuance of demolition permit.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to extend this bill.
I'll second it.
Do we need to?
Yes.
Okay, call the roll on that, please. Sorry.
Mr. Ertel,
Councilman Ketch, did you have something before we vote? No? Okay.
Did I want what? No, I'm fine.
He's having a side conversation.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay, Bill 5225 will be extended. Next bill is 5325. Councilman Marks?
Bill 5325, sponsored by Mr. Marks, is the Maryland Model Floodplain Ordinance, Bill 624.
I move to extend the life of this bill by one legislative session.
Second.
Okay.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay, Bill 5325 will be extended.
And both of those, just for the council and for the people in the audience, those bills will be then next heard at the September 30th work session and the October 6th legislative session.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Secretary. And then we have one more, Bill 5425, correction of zoning map notice by council member, by Councilman Marks. Councilman Marks, you want to?
Thank you. There's an amendment that incorporates some changes the administration wanted to this bill, and I'd ask Mr. Boswick to read that, please.
Yes. So Mr. Marks's amendments would include, in addition to the process that is in the bill that sunsets on November 17th of this year, the amendment would also incorporate a process that would enable a council member to request a zoning map correction through the office or through the Department of Planning and the director and through the Board of Appeals if so petitioned. So I believe this is an amendment that is a friendly amendment by the administration and incorporated into Mr. Marks's amendment.
I'd like to move for adoption of the amendment.
Yes.
Councilman Crandall, seconding. Any questions or from the members before we vote? None? Okay, Mr. Secretary, you want to call the roll on the amendment to Bill 5425?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Okay, the amendment to Bill 5425 passes. Is there?
If I may,
Yes.
there was another amendment that was posted that was the administration's amendment, but with the incorporation of that amendment into Mr. Marks's amendment, which is now passed, I've spoken with Mr. Croner, and it makes that amendment moot, and I believe that the administration would be fine with that not proceeding.
Okay, all right. So we don't need to
Right.
deal with that.
So we can move to the bill as amended.
So Bill 5425 is amended, is on the table. Do we have a motion to approve that? Is there a second? Councilman Crandall,
I guess so. I'll second.
you turn your mic on, so I had to peg you for it. Okay. Mr. Secretary, please call the roll on Bill 5425 as amended.
Yes, sir. Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay, Bill 5425 as amended is passed. We covered Councilman Young's introduction of 6725, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, all right, now we're to miscellaneous business.
Correct. First is,
Resolution 4225?
yes, 4225. This is seeking the authorization of a payment in lieu of property taxes or pilot Melvin Park LP.
Okay. And this was, we talked about this at work session, but it's a pilot for a property that is getting substantial renovation for affordable housing.
Yes, sir. Mr. Director Hickey, I believe, testified at the work session for 42, 43, and 44.
Unless there's questions, I'll motion to approve it. A second.
That's right. It was Mr. Beller in
Mr.
Mr.
Beller
Hickey's
for
stead.
Mr. Hickey, right. Well, since no one else seems to want to second anything, I'll second it, Mike.
Okay. Thank you, Councilman.
Back in action.
Mr. Secretary, can you please call the roll on Resolution 4225 for Melvin Park LLP?
Yes, sir. Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Okay, great. Resolution 4225 passes. Next up, we have Resolution 4325, which is an approval of a loan to Turner Station Preservation LLC.
There is an amendment.
There is an amendment as well? Okay.
There is an amendment offered by the administration. It's very technical. In the second whereas paragraph, it just merely changes the location. It replaces what is in the resolution with the intersection of Pine Street and Chestnut Street, Dundalk, Baltimore County, Maryland 21222, with the tax ID number. And I believe, yep, that is all.
Okay. Are there any questions from the members on this one? Councilman Crandall, did you want?
Sure. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. I just want to thank Mr. Hickey, his staff, and the administration on behalf of the tenants down in Turner Station. And we'll move on to the pilot in Resolution 4425. So this goes for both of these. My comments go to both of these resolutions. So thank everybody for their work on this.
Yes, okay. All right, so do you want to make a motion to?
I'll move it.
And we voted for the amendment, correct?
Oh,
I voted
So we
moving
have
the
to
amendment.
vote.
I'm sorry. I thought
Here's a motion to approve to the amendment.
Yes, sir.
I'll second it.
now who's not paying attention?
Me.
It's me.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay.
So the amendment is passed.
So the amendment of Resolution 4325 passes, so Resolution 4325, no more amendments, correct?
Correct.
So Resolution 4325 as amended, do we have a motion to approve?
I'll move it.
Okay, I'll second it. Call the roll on that, Mr. Secretary.
Yes. Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Okay, so Resolution 4325 as amended passes. We have a similar, as Councilman Crandall had said, there's also a pilot that is attached to this as well, the same project, and that's Resolution 4425. Does that have any amendments?
It does, Mr. Chairman and members of the council. It has one similar technical amendment to change the location in the exact same fashion as 43 that I just read. And then it also, in the body of the resolution, where the resolution stated that the termination date for the pilot is June 30th, 2026, the amendment would substitute 2026 with 2036.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve that amendment?
I will move the amendment.
And I'll second it.
Mr. Ertel.
Secretary, please call the roll.
Yes,
on the
sir.
Amendment.
Yes, Mr. Ertel.
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Marks. Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay, the amendment to Resolution 4425 passes. So now we have Resolution 4425 in front of us as amended.
I'll move it.
I'll second it. Mr. Secretary, all yours.
Yes, Mr. Ertel.
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Mr. Catch.
Aye.
Mr. Jones.
Aye.
Mr. Marks. Mr. Young.
Aye.
Mr. Patoka.
Aye.
Okay, Resolution 4425 as amended passes. Next, we have Resolution 4525. This is from myself, amending the Towson Commercial Revitalization District. I believe I talked a little bit about this in the work session. We have two different projects that are outside the normal boundaries of Towson, downtown Towson, and we were going to extend the Commercial Revitalization District over to deal with two properties that have long, I don't want to say long been blighted, but have long had question marks as to what the future of these projects are going to be, that were built in the middle of residential neighborhoods. And we actually have two uses that we think are going to be very compatible with the neighborhoods. The neighborhood associations are on board, and we have an amendment to it also because there is another property that I neglected to put in it. Wasn't sure if they wanted to be in it, and they're in the same general area with the kind of the same dilemma.
Correct,
So-
Mr. Ertel. The amendment would include a contiguous area just south of the original mapped area, and it is shown. It is in your books, and it is shown as a shaded blue area. I have a better map, frankly, now from the GIS folks, so that's what we will be inserting. But it just is a better version of what it's in the books.
Okay. So I'll unless people have members have questions about the amendment, I will motion to approve the amendment. I have a second. Councilman Marks, can I get you on this?
I'll second.
As the former councilman of Towson?
Second this.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Marks,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall.
Aye.
Okay, Resolution 40, that's the motion.
Motion to the
And
amendment.
that's the amendment.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. All right, so now we're moving on to Resolution 4525 as amended. I'll motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, second from Councilman Patoka. Mr. Secretary, can you call the roll on Resolution 4525 as amended?
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Young.
Aye.
Okay, Resolution 4525 as amended passes. And we have one more resolution, Resolution 4625. This is from Councilman Patoka, designation of Pikesville as a sustainable community. Councilman Patoka, did you want to cover this?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. This allows Pikesville to receive additional state funds related from the Community Legacy Program in terms of being a sustainable community. Hope that my colleagues can support this.
Are there amendments on this?
No, sir.
Oh, good.
As is.
All right, so do you want a motion, Council?
Motion, the resolution?
I'll second it. Council, or Secretary, please call the roll.
Mr. Ertel,
Aye.
Mr. Patoka,
Aye.
Mr. Catch,
Aye.
Mr. Young,
Aye.
Mr. Jones,
Aye.
Mr. Crandall,
Aye.
Mr. Marks.
Aye.
Okay, resolution 4625 as, well, it passes, not as amendment. I think that is all the business before us tonight. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chairman. There is no further business before the council.
And as, so meeting, can I, yes, Councilman Young. Yes.
Quickly while we're still in, everyone, I just want to make a announcement, if I could, thank my longtime staff member, Iman Imran, who, she's in the back, sitting with her now husband, who used to be an intern in my office. No foul play there, just pointing that out. She has been a fixture in the office since coming to the council, and she will soon be starting a new job at UMBC well, actually, I don't want to butcher what your title is. So, but I wanted to take an opportunity to publicly thank you for the work you've done in my office for the last 2.5 years, and wish you luck in your new role. She thought she was going to get away with me not saying anything, but she knew that I knew she'd hate it, so I made sure I'd do it.
And she does look like she hates it.
She does. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Iman, does this now mean that I have more Jolly Ranchers in my stash in my office?
All right.
Inside joke.
Good luck in your new career path. All right, Councilman Patoka, I think you had an.
Yes, while we're still in session, I also want to add some thank yous. I think I don't want this session to end without acknowledging the outstanding work that was done by the council staff. This has been a really difficult process, and there's been really short deadlines. And, you know, when we take a deep dive in these maps, then the staff has to kind of figure out how to make that presentable, how to make the data work. So I want to point out everyone individually first. I'm going to start it with Tom Boswick, the council secretary. Thank you for your hard work in this bill 55. Also, the man behind the keyboard, and that's Adam Phillips. You did an outstanding job. We were all calling on you, Adam, so thank you for the great job. I'm going to acknowledge Teresa Baxter's great work. Teresa, all right. And last but certainly not least, the person that keeps the engine going here in the council offices and kind of makes sure that we, you know, everyone gets a time to speak. Sometimes, Mr. Chair, everyone gets more than just 3 minutes to speak. And the one that kind of makes sure that we're allowing everyone that opportunity and making sure that everything just works right in this meeting.
I hate these things.
It doesn't. What did we say? Okay. So I just want to say thank you, Chris Belcastro, for the great job that you did.
Yes, thank you, Councilman Patoka, for pointing that out. I know you guys have been through a lot over the last year. Not only 2 commissions plus our process as well. And it's been a lot of work above and beyond everything else we have to do on the council. So we appreciate all your hard work on this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so with that, unless there's no further business in front of the council, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. As is customary, anyone who's registered to speak online prior to the meeting or in person is allowed 3 minutes to speak. Ms. Belcastro, I think we have a few speakers tonight.
Yes, we
Do
do,
you
Mr.
want to
Chair.
start with
Sure.
your list?
Our first speaker is on virtually. It's Mr. Asa Johnson. You may begin your testimony when you're ready.
Mr. Johnson, how are you tonight?
Hello, members of the County Council, guests, and fellow speakers. My name is Asa Johnson, and I want to quickly discuss the other side of redistricting. The end goal of redistricting is all about people, it's about elections, and it's about choosing the correct politician competing for your vote. A little bit about myself. I'm a son of Cherry Hill in the city of Baltimore, where one of the first lessons I learned on the street was that your word was your bond and that you always did what you said you was going to do. Today, I stand before you a proud member of the Cherry Hill Hall of Fame. I served 24 years as a senior enlisted leader in the United States Navy, where I was always taught, when you take a job, you always return it in better shape than when you got it. 21 years ago, while serving as a command chief, my sailors and I rescued 21 people in Baltimore's Inner Harbor following the overturning of the Lady D water taxi. As a member of the Defense Counterintelligence Agency, my job was to investigate individuals' backgrounds to ensure that only the most trusted people were allowed to be exposed to the nation's most secretive programs. Now, I want to talk to you about elections. I want to speak about the process and where it has led us so far. I have witnessed right here in my own community an undeclared politician who moved into our community to bolster his own prospects of obtaining an open seat that's about to be available. He has sought out reporters to speak on things that involve our community without speaking with our direct community representatives, only to get shut down when he learned that the topics were already voted on and settled by our board. Via a different banner article featuring him, we learned about creating minority districts. Again, something my community pushes back on. He even tries to deny the topic, but when we kindly remind him of the article he started, he denies it. He has shown us through his failed attempts to solve the most simplest task that he doesn't even know how to navigate using our own community leadership structure, but yet he wishes to be a councilman. Now we have other minorities running for office in this area who have shown that they will do or say anything to get elected. This has included spreading false statements about the status of our community leadership positions, only to be proven uninformed. She has been talking down Greenlee community's wishes to obtain a library, but then walk in our community to solicit our report. She's been speaking about the use of maps as a replacement for slavery. This is not how we want to be represented or supported. Just being very loud and combative with just about everyone, demanding that we accept you, won't get you anywhere. And lastly, I want to say, just last week, I spoke to Councilman Pat Young about his sudden change in wanting a third minority district. He relayed to me that it didn't have to include the Greenlee community, but yet I happened to see a map that he drew up and it did. Then I heard about his solicitation for campaign donations and photo ops with Sharonda Huffman. All I will say about that is, I hope it works out for you. And I just want to say we simply must do better. That's all I have to say, gentlemen. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We appreciate you. All right. Next speaker, Ms. Belcastro.
Our next speaker is Fred Homan, who is here in person,
Mr. Homan, how are you?
followed by Tamara Gunter, who is also here in person.
Ms. Gunter's here too? Where is she? Didn't they win big?
They never win.
Thought they won. Mr. Homan, did the Giants win yesterday? I think they did, right? No? Oh.
Tough loss.
They were winning when I saw them at some point.
They were ahead a couple of times.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to,
It's all right.
I wasn't rubbing it in.
It's okay. I've been rooting for them for 60-some odd years. I understand. I recently filed a petition with the Circuit Court to unseal the files of the lawsuit that Inspector General Madigan filed against former Chief of Staff Pat Murray. Murray, in turn, filed a countersuit which led him to being paid at least $100,000 after he signed a non-disclosure agreement. A Circuit Court judge has since signed an order to put in motion consideration of the matter. As required, when I registered to speak tonight, I said that I wanted to speak about transparency and that I was in favor of transparency. I'm sure the public wants transparency as well, but one person here tonight is not in favor of transparency, and that's the county administrative officer. I say that because according to county law, there could not be a non-disclosure agreement with Mr. Murray without the signature of the CAO. Of course, Mr. Benjamin signed it as well. Now, both CAO Walker and Mr. Benjamin were appointed by the former county executive. So did they actually execute the non-disclosure agreement on their own and pay Murray all that money, or did they consult with County Executive Klausmeier? And what motivation would they all have to keep Madigan's lawsuit and Murray's countersuit from the public? And what would be the motivation of any individual council member to keep the matter from the public? Some, not all council members, have told the media that Mr. Benjamin has withheld information from them. Well, if that's true, council members can do for themselves and the public what they did for Inspector General Madigan. You approved hiring outside counsel when Madigan had a conflict with the county attorney and/or the administration. According to some council members, you have a conflict now. Fortunately, Section 510 of the Charter can solve that problem. It says, and I quote, "Subject to available appropriation, the county council, by a resolution of a majority plus one, which shall not be subject to executive veto, may employ attorneys to assist and advise the county council for purposes strictly limited to the exercise of its legislative and budgetary enactment powers." Budgetary enactment powers. A bold council could put an end to this behavior and potentially save taxpayers hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars in appropriations to the self-insurance fund. The council has trusted the administration to this point and has never reduced requested appropriations to the self-insurance fund. But not very long ago, an administration told you that they were paying Philip Doe $83,000 when they actually paid Philip Terabasi, a family friend of Olszewski. Then you approved $550,000 for outside counsel to fight release of that information to the public, after which some of you regretted, or at least you told the media you regretted it. All of that money, just like the money paid to Murray, was paid from the self-insurance fund, and the council, as the final fiscal authority, should make the waste of taxpayer funds stop. Send your own lawyer to the circuit court and tell the judge that transparency is critical. Do that and you will put an end to this type of behavior immediately. Those of you running for office again, especially those running for county executive, should tell the public not that you just wouldn't behave like this when you got in office. You should stand up to stop it right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Homan.
And
Councilman Jones.
Mr. Holman, so as I understand it, you have, you said you make it, what did you do? You made a motion that the information be released?
I filed a petition with the circuit court. The circuit court judge has since responded, and he's ordered me to notify the parties. The parties that he advised me to notify is a law firm that you approved Inspector General Madigan to hire, and the law firm that Mr. Murray hired. The county sued the Madigan sued Mr. Murray using her counsel. Murray countersued using his counsel. So you have plaintiff defendant in both parties. So both parties will get notice. Now, I'll tell you, Mr. Murray, obviously, after I informed the council of that he was the one that was paid, which I believe you all knew anyway, right? Mr. Murray quickly acknowledged it, which he did not have to do. So I don't believe Mr. Murray has any interest whatsoever in non-disclosure other than the fact that the county made him sign the agreement in order to get paid for the expense that the county made him incur by filing a lawsuit against him.
So I guess I'm curious, where does our law department fit into this?
Well, I think what actually happened was when Mr. Murray countersued, he included,
moving forward.
moving forward, what I suspect will happen is that Madigan's counsel will notify the county law office, and probably has already. And I expect that the county law office will try to continue to argue to the court for non-disclosure, because it is Mr. Benjamin's actions that double down on Madigan's actions to keep this away from the public. And
Okay.
Mr. Murray then was offered an opportunity to get paid and recover his money and whatever other money would have been paid on top of his legal fees in order to keep this quiet. And unfortunately, council inaction on the matter, right, encourages it to be kept quiet. And quite frankly, the council has been saying, or council members have been saying, that they weren't notified of all the details. Well, that's ridiculous. How could you not be notified of all the details when you are the final fiscal authority here? It's almost unbelievable that an administration would try to do that. But an administration told you that they paid Philip Doe. So I guess it's not unbelievable.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Homan. Appreciate it.
Our next speaker was Tamara Gunter. I believe someone said that she's still here.
She's online. She's
She's online now?
Yeah.
She is online.
She signed up as in person. Give me 1 second.
There she is.
Ms. Gunter, you may unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you so much. First, I want to say thank you to all of the councilmen. I also want to say thank you to everybody who participated in this process, whether it was favorable or not favorable. The commission, I want to thank everybody. I also want to say that I think we need to take this time to reflect on how we can do things better. When I mean better, I mean there was some really close calls where this process got really out of hand, where it almost resorted into violence and threats and individuals being disrespectful. This is part of democracy. We will always have disagreements and we won't agree with each other, and we're going to have different views, and that's okay. But how we handle ourselves, how we talk to people, how we threaten people, that should never be tolerated, and politics has no place for violence. That's what makes the United States of America different from everybody else. And while I am an African-American, Black woman, African-American, Black, I said it both times, Democrat, I want to make sure we have diversity on the city council, on the county councils. But it also has to be the right person. You know, I'm not going to vote for someone based on race who is disrespectful to everybody, who calls out people names and says undespicable things to people. That is not someone I want to represent me. Now I'm speaking to my Democratic Party. Before you go and represent someone and allow someone to represent our great party, please think before you back them. Mr. Pat Young, I spoke with you on Friday, and I'm very disappointed that you did not tell me the truth. And I don't know about you, but where I come from, all you have is your word. I'm also a product of Baltimore City, the intra-city, Park Heights. And where I come from, all you have is your word. And that's not what I got from you. And that's very, very disappointing. I didn't ask you to tell me a different story. All I asked you was the truth. And I'm disappointed that I did not get the truth. And the map came out right after. All I want to say is thank you, everyone. And this has no room for violence. And Democrats, please back the right candidate, whether it's minority or not. Please make sure you back the right candidate. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Ms. Gunter.
Next speaker is Linda Dorsey Walker,
Ms. Dorsey Walker.
who is here in person.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Dorsey Walker.
I decided to wear my Vote for More shirt, and I asked others who were here to do it because I wanted to go back to where this all began. There were people on the county council who accused this effort that I started after 20-some years of the county having had just one minority on the county council. They accused it of being a political process. I want to just now take this time to share with you that it was not until 2 months ago, because one of you said this should have been a deal between two political parties, two central committees, and you made the assumption that this was political. It was never political, certainly not for me. Do you realize that the first time I was allowed to discuss redistricting, any portion of it, on our Central Committee was 2 months ago? That was the first time ever. I wasn't allowed to discuss it. Vote for More, every time I tried to bring it up, it was shot down. You can't talk about it. Yet you, Councilman Marks, at a Neighbor Space event, told me you knew for a fact this was all political. You said that I didn't try to get Republicans involved in this expansion effort, and I showed you on my phone where I did. But now I want to talk about what I think is a much more serious matter. Mr. Patoka, there is an item that circulated very widely on the west side of Baltimore County. It said, from Izzy Patoka. It was an item that almost identically reflected the testimony that was given by one of the people here tonight. She gave it last Tuesday. If you go to the video, go to 4 hours exactly and listen to her testimony. It is almost word for word for word what was circulated on that document. I understand that members of the press who asked you, were you responsible for what is a clear race baiting document? Were you responsible? And I understand that you said that you were not, that you had no knowledge of it, that you weren't connected to it in any way. It would seem to me that you would have to put that in writing. It would seem to me that you would have to name who was responsible, because on the Villanova site, only the administrators can put items on. And people who aren't friends of Villanova, and I know I'm not, most people aren't, only their constituents, their members can do that. So how and why would they have been incentivized during these last few days to tell people, beware of the Woodlawn approach? Because if we have to be connected to Woodlawn, your crime rates will go up, your housing values will go down, your car insurance will increase, and who knows what will happen to your children in school. And I'm just paraphrasing, but it's everywhere in the media. Those are almost, please, I'm asking for everyone to go back to last Tuesday's testimony given by an individual, I'll just give their initials, IA, an officer with the Villanova Association. They were almost the exact same words. How much of a coincidence is that? This is something that I know not everybody is my age, but race baiting is against the law. It's a violation of the Human Relations Code. It's a violation of Civil Rights Code. You are not allowed to race bait for political reasons. And sir, I just want to get some kind of answer from you. Was it you? Are you saying you have no knowledge of it? Is it just purely coincidental that the words are almost identical?
So thank you, Ms. Dorsey Walker. I agree with you. Race baiting is abhorrent. It's something that is unacceptable. And so I share your concern on that. Let me just say I don't have the answer to your question related to the Villanova page. I don't have access to it. But I will say with 100% certainty that I've saw the document that was circulating and it was clearly fabricated. And so I can't tell you any more than that. I became aware of it. Someone called me Saturday morning and alerted me of it, but it's a total fabrication.
Are you exercising anything on your part through your staff or anyone else, through law enforcement, to find out how, when only a handful of people at that site can put anything on that site, how they put that item on the site with your name at the top, from Izzy Patoka?
Well, Ms. Dorsey Walker, as the political season moves forward, you know, in this age of being able to change the shape and titles and data files, you know, this is kind of the world we live in. And do I like somebody putting out fictitious documents? No, but I've just got to move on and do county business.
I think that the results of it are undeniable. I have been coming here practically every week since January. That Woodlawn map has been discussed every week since January. There were people from Woodlawn and Lochern who came out to support it by the hundreds, maybe even thousands when you include everyone. I too went around to National Night Outs. I too went around to the churches and so forth. But you know who never came out until tonight? That crowd of Villanova people. They happen to only have come out after the race baiting material was shared with them. Until I get a firm answer and the community gets a firm answer, I think that's a disqualifier for you, sir. Because somebody, if there's only 4 or 5 people that can put that on that site, it's up to you, because they misused your name. You said they misused your name. Somebody has to find out who's responsible for this egregious thing that is a crime in the United States. Okay. Who did it? And why, if it was not believed, because you told everyone that it wasn't you, why for the first time in all these months did all these people, very vocal people, show up and you chose, let me see, last time I checked, isn't Woodlawn part of your responsibility too? Gwen Oak? And last time I checked, there are 3 times as many people who live in that area than live in Lochern.
Ms. Dorsey
What
Walker.
are they going to say when they find out about all of this, sir? I think you need to give us some answers. You owe it to the press, you owe it to the public. Here's my one prediction for next year.
Ms. Dorsey Walker, you're at 6 minutes now.
Okay, I'm just going to make one last statement. Here's my
Remember,
one
you
prediction.
were one of the chief complainants of these
Oh, I
things going
understand, but
long,
this is the
and
last
yet you
day.
go long.
This is the last day, and this place is almost empty.
I understand.
My prediction is because of the map that was passed tonight, it will be impossible to elect an African American next year from the entire West Side. Because with 45% African American population in Loch Hearn and 55% in Pikesville, when you already have a declared candidate, well-funded, using his father's campaign apparatus, how can any African American overcome that ever? You separated out Owings Mills from Randallstown, but you put Owings Mills in with Green Spring Valley. And now we have 5 African Americans, some of whom were drawn in Pikesville, but now you've drawn them into Owings Mills. 5 of them will be competing against one another, and it will only take one non-African American to show up on February 24th at 8:30 in the evening and say, here's my $50, sign me up. And they are the new county councilman for Owings Mills. And the third district in yellow, that gigantic salamander district, not going to happen. You've got one giant district that includes Reisterstown, Randallstown, Woodlawn, and Glen Oak. Again, no one African Americans. If there is one person elected, we'll be having a 9-member district, 9-member council, and 1 African American, and they may, sir, be from the other side of the county. I hope anyone that voted for this map tonight, I hope you're willing to pledge to the citizens of Baltimore County that you will step down from your office and never run again because of the surety you showed tonight that there were going to be 3 minorities elected on the West Side, and I beg to differ.
Thank you, Ms. Dorsey Walker.
Our next registered speaker is Latoya White, who was supposed to be in person.
Is White here? Ms. Latoya White?
No?
Okay.
I could not find Ms. White online either. After that, it was India Artis. She left. Okay.
Okay.
And then next,
Mr.
Keith
Dorsey's
Dorsey, who's here in person.
Mr. Dorsey?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the County Council. Needless to say, I'm disappointed. Disappointed that in terms of the map that we worked on for the last 8 months, didn't really even get a fair hearing. It didn't during the whole time of the commission because they never asked me one question. And during this time, not one councilman asked me a question about the map. But my real disappointment is one with you, Mr. Ertel. You gave me your word that in terms of that there were 5 votes for the Woodlawn approach. I even specifically asked you about Mr. Marks, Mr. Crandall, and Mr. Wade, Koch, and you assured me that they were going to vote for the map. So that's a disappointment there. The disappointment expands when Mr. Patoka, you have indicated, as Linda pointed out, the likelihood of the 4th district being a black district, even though you cited being a plurality, is highly unlikely. And what you did was to not just deal with the people of Villanova, you took the rest of Loch Hearn as well as the Woodlawn sections along Liberty Road and put it into the district. And I'm sure those people never wanted to be part of the Pikesville district. Yeah, the people in Villanova, maybe they do go over to certain places in Pikesville, but every morning I see them coming out of their community, going onto Liberty Road to hit that beltway. Most of them have a zip code of 21207, which means they're served by the Gwen Oak post office. So I'm disappointed at that. But I'm also disappointed in terms of, from what I'm understanding, that that you all felt it was okay to vote for this map because there was a concern that the ACLU and maybe NAACP would potentially sue the county. Well, then I'm very disappointed if they don't, even with the passage of this map, because what it would mean is they had no problem breaking up the black community on the west side, but were unwilling to go and break up the white community on the east side to create a district over there. So I'm disappointed, yes, in the outcome, but I'm disappointed, as Mr. Asa Johnson said, your word is your bond. I'm disappointed at that. And I'm disappointed that those who are purport to represent trying to provide equity, that they would not still pursue. If that's the real case, if we're going to be race-based in designing districts, then why not be consistent on both sides of the county? I advocated for community approach. And so that's where I'll leave it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Mr. Councilman Katz.
Yeah, Heath, I looked very closely at all the maps, and I guess you saw that I voted for the lawn map.
You mean in terms of the amendment by Mr. Jones?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yeah, in terms of where I was also asking in terms of that, I was a bit surprised that you, although I've appeared before you multiple times, you asked the question about distinguishing between Lochern and Woodlawn, and I would have been able to explain it, that in multiple times I used the wording, called it the district Woodlawn Lochern, because it's both, they're shared, they're sharing the whole community. The people who are there who may have been in one little neighborhood, that doesn't change the fact they're part of a Lochern community that, if you look at the census designated places, it would show that it goes all the way down, much further down on the south side of Liberty Road. So in terms of all of that is Lochern, Woodlawn, Lochern, whichever way you want to say it. But I appreciate that you did vote for the amendment that Councilman Jones was had proposed. But as I said, my disappointment was that I was asked, I was contacted, I was approached to support a countywide map that addressed, the west side based on a Woodlawn approach, and then the rest of the east side was going to also be community-based. And you will have heard my testimony. I've come here and I've supported the entire map the whole time. And I don't mind that people change their minds, but I would appreciate that people would then come back to me and say, I need to change my mind. And we could have had an understanding of, it's an issue of integrity, that if you say you give your word, you keep your word. If you want to change your word, you come back and ask for permission to change your word, and we can work all of that out. That did not happen here.
Yeah, I understand. And I just wanted you to know that I went to church in that area. I represented parts of that area in the state legislature, so I'm pretty familiar with it. And was, well, anyhow, I mean, it's minor that I thought, this was Woodlawn and that was whatever. So, but we do appreciate all the work that you did. And I don't share the pessimism that was expressed today that there will be only one minority councilman or maybe zero. I really don't think that in this day and age that people vote race. I think they vote the candidate who's going to be the best candidate to represent a particular area. And hopefully in the future that will become more and more true. But I thank you for everything you've done.
Yeah, that was also my desire in terms of the approach to Woodlawn is one that says represent the communities like the charter says, and that frees us from being sensitive to racial makeup. But now that the council has taken the action to establish districts based on trying to achieve a racial designation, one, it was a result of a racial gerrymandering in terms of District 2, but also it just sets up everyone in the future. We have to be sensitive to how to put together districts so that we reach racial quotas, and that long-term is a disappointment for this county. Thank you.
Our next speaker is Karen Breathwaite Yarn, who is here in person. She left. Our next speaker is Janitus Barnett, and I think they are on by phone. Mr. Barnett?
Yes, I'm here.
Ah,
How are
yes,
you?
you may
How's
begin.
everyone?
Ready.
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all the councilmen that listen to us here in Greenlee, Middle River area. We've been saying it loud and clear that we do not share the same positions or views for those in other counties. We empathize with the residents in Woodlawn and things of that nature. They do deserve representation. They do deserve to be heard. But I don't want you to make it about a race thing. Like they said, if you do the work, they'll vote you in. You know, you can't just try to get on office based on the color of your skin. Think about Senator Corey McCray, who went in that district against an incumbent, and he won. They didn't vote for him because he was, you know, I mean, he was in a white district, if you want to go by race, with a white incumbent, and he beat him because Corey did the grassroots work. Corey door knocked. He met with his neighbor. He was everywhere. So I would encourage any politician to follow that example. If you want to get in office, do the work. Meet your people. Don't try to get in office based on the color of your skin. Let it be the measure of your quality and the service that you do to this community and for your people. And that's all I have to say. I thank you for making the decision, for hearing us in our community. And I heard mentions that in the future they're going to try to, you know, really get with the community. Well, I would encourage you to actually do that, to actually talk to the community instead of only a focus group where you have politically motivated politicians who get with other politicians and they come up with these plans to get more votes. Stop doing that. Do the real work. I understand it's a large district. You got to pay for mailers. If you got to, you know, get volunteers and from your church that you may visit, do whatever you have to do to win. But you have to do it the right way. And the way and the approach that some politicians have gone, it's just wrong. And we're sick and tired of the games. So, again, if you're going to represent us, come and talk to us. You'll get our votes. But all those other political games and stunts that, you know, have been going on, we in Greenlee, we're not for it. And we're only getting bigger. Since this election, we've made it a point now to get activated and motivated to unite and come together. We're a diverse community. And if you want our votes, you're going to have to come and talk to us and do it the right way. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barnett.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. So late. Next speaker, Ms.
Our next speaker was Kathy Wolfson, who registered virtually, but I have not seen Ms. Wolfson on by phone or by name. And I'll move on to our last speaker this evening, and he's on here twice, so I hope I picked the right one, is Al Barnes. Mr. Barnes?
Mr. Barnes?
I'll try the other one. Mr. Barnes? Mr. Barnes?
Got his hand up on one of them.
Well, he had his hand up earlier. Mr. Barnes? He's still on. He's still on. I'm not sure, Mr. Chair. I'm not sure how he is on here. Yes, he was the last speaker this evening. He is on twice, and I've put both of them on, and neither of them have a microphone, so I'm not sure how he's on the meeting. Let me see if he's, real quick, just make sure he's not on by phone. 4432. Ah, there's a phone number that matches. Let's try that.
Barnes?
Yes.
Mr. Barnes?
Hello?
Ah,
Yes. Hello?
whenever you're ready to begin.
Okay. My audio, for some reason, wasn't working on the computer. Hi, my name is Al Barnes. I'm a Randallstown resident since 1984. I speak in support of the Woodlawn Plan. The redistricting situation reminds me of reading the book, Who Moved My Cheese, which, as you may know, talks about change. I mention that to say I'm not opposed to change. I understand that change will occur, but hopefully changes caused by the redistricting will be beneficial. As I look at the proposed map, it will appear to me to potentially generate less representation. I believe the Woodlawn Plan needs to be incorporated into the final map to accomplish fair redistricting. Thank you. Hello? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes.
Thank you, Mr. Barnes.
Okay.
We appreciate you staying so late with us. All right.
That is all, Mr. Chair.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Be safe going home, and we appreciate you being here. My mic's off once again.